Let's get this right. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. Slick Talk God, Slick Walk Nation. How y'all feeling? Friday, rainy day. Can get you on a down mood. Keep a smile on your face though. We shouldn't be in a down mood because we got some battles coming up. Yeah. Nome. URL has been dropping this Nome card. Let me know what y'all think about the battles so far. Like what y'all feel about the battles they dropped so far. I really want to know what y'all feel about them. But let's talk about this one in particular. Tay Rock versus Jerry West. All right. The trailer dropped. Was that yesterday? Was that yesterday the trailer dropped? I think it was yesterday. The trailer was some like a man, like a Marvel movie. Like a Marvel movie, you know what I'm saying? I thought Spider-Man was gonna jump out or something like that, and the Avengers was gonna come and things of that nature. But I like stuff like that when you're doing these trailers. I think it's dope. It brings it brings excitement and makes it feel like it is a movie. It takes it back to back in the day when the trailers used to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? It takes it back to that time. Now, I've been seeing a lot of mixed emotions on this battle. So when the trailer was going and it was playing, you saw Tay Rock. He was on the phone boom. We didn't know who Tay Rock was battling. So by the end, it tells you who it is, and it's Jerry West. So I seen a lot of people saying the trailer was dope, but we didn't want this battle. That's what I was saying. I don't know what y'all was saying. Y'all let me know, but that's what I was saying. Trailers dope. We didn't want this battle. I saw a few people saying uh, this is going to be a good battle. I'm just here to give y'all my take on it, on how I feel. All right. So, this is not a battle we want, or is it? Tay Rock battled a lot of people, whole lot of people, right? To the point where Tay Rock got to battle people less than him because he battles so much people. The thing I always said is the thing I like about Tay Rock is he gives the same performance no matter who he battle. He gives you the same performance no matter who he battle. So no matter who he battle, oh, I fixed my shirt, my fault. No matter who he battle, he gives you the same performance. So I'll go. You could just put on any Tay Rock battle and show a new fan, and they can get a gauge of what Tay Rock does because he puts on that same performance every battle. As far as names, I can understand why you would say we don't want this battle. You know what I'm saying? As far as the names, Tay Rock versus Jerry West, right? Nothing there, no backstory, things of that nature. So I understand why we would say we don't want that battle. But now the question is, does that mean this is not going to be a great battle? The battles that normally come out of nowhere that we don't really want to see normally turns out to be real good battles depending on the people. Now, when you take somebody like Tay Rock that battles the same way no matter who his opponent is, he gives 110%. Then you take somebody like Jerry West that lives for these big moments because he don't get them often. So Jerry West lives to perform for these moments right here. His shots, he take his shots and he take them very serious. This is going to be a great battle. Great. Great. I'm calling it one of the battles of the year. Now, of course, me saying this, it could come out and it could be a dud. I could be wrong. But just me going off past experiences, watching Tay Rock, watching Jerry West, knowing what Tay Rock do with every opponent he takes him serious. Knowing Jerry West don't get these opportunities a lot. So when he get these opportunities, he put on a great performance, and you put that together, I feel like we're gonna get possibly or one of battles of the year for sure. For sure. What's the? I don't want that. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that? Honestly, I really want to know how y'all feel about Jerry West, or I mean Tay Rock versus Jerry West. Please enlighten me on how y'all feel. That's how I feel about it. I think it's going to be an extraordinary battle. All right. I still didn't decide if I'm going to go down there or not. I'm probably not, but who knows? I might pop up to that battle. All right. Another thing I want to talk about real quick, because I don't come on here as much, man. I don't be having too much stuff to talk about. So I like to talk about the things that intrigue me to talk about it. I've been seeing still going on to we in Friday now. Averb versus Swamp happened last weekend, Saturday, Sunday. It is now Friday. It's almost a whole week later, and it's still a bunch of talk about time limits, the Swamp win, or Swamp winning 3-0. Did Swamp win because of the time? Averb saying, and some people saying no because of the time, and he went over time. And I'm gonna say this right before I ask this question, and this is real. People going over the time been in battle rap. This is not nothing new. I'm just be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Damn near more than half of the people I battled didn't stick to the time. They went over the time. So we had 3:30. If you go look at my battles, there's a lot of my opponents that went 5 minutes, and we agreed on 3:30. It's just something that comes with battle rap. I mean, it's a messed up thing, but as a professional, it's like you get in there and you just deal with it. It's something that happens. They're gonna do that. The only way you can be prepared for that is if you're prepared to go over the time limit, or you enforce that in your contract when you negotiating. You enforce. Listen, I want somebody to time it. The only way you cut this out is you do this. I want somebody to time the battle. Time it when they get to 2:30. I'll let him go 2:50 and then stop it right there. My force, my daughter. But yeah, so and stop it right there. That's how you enforce that. And if I was to ever do one and I felt like somebody was gonna go super overtime and all that, then the only way to stop that is I would do that. I would enforce that in the beginning. Listen, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna stick to time because somebody can get an advantage rapping longer, or they can make the crowd think, like I said before, they're winning because they rap longer. That is true. Now, in the case of Swamp and Verb, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not doing all that at going to 2:30 and see whose was better when they got to the 2:30 mark. No, the way it looks is the way it looks, and to everybody, it looks like, or most people looks like Swamp won. That's just it. You got to live with that. You have to live with that. Unless you enforce that in the beginning. If you don't enforce that in the beginning, you can't complain about it after. You got to enforce that in the beginning when you're negotiating, period. So from now on, like if Verb feel away about that, and Verb, you can't trust nobody. You know that. These niggas ain't, you can't trust nobody here. I mean, when I was talking to the dudes on the phone, when they went over, we spoke or we saw each other, like, nah, I ain't really trust them. I knew they was gonna do it, but it's like, all right, whatever. It was on me to enforce that in the beginning during my contract signing. You know what I'm saying? Listen, 3:30, 4 minutes cutoff time. I want somebody timing it, and that's it. That's all you got to do. And the league or whatever has to abide by that because you're saying it before you sign it. Before I sign this, this is what I want, and that's it. So I think for now on, if anybody feels a way about somebody going over time and they weren't about that, enforce that in the beginning and don't let it happen. And honestly, you know what happens when you do that though? The fans be like, oh, the other dude is gonna be like, yo, yeah, he timing, man. he made somebody time the battle, so now we got to stop at, and then the fans gonna be like, oh man, he's scared. Man. They gonna go against the dude that do that. That's the thing with y'all fans. That's what y'all do. Nah, man, he shouldn't do that. But what's right is right. So if you a battle rapper and you feel somebody's gonna go over time, and and y'all don't agree, y'all agree to a certain time, you feel like they're gonna go over. F what the fans say or how they feel. That's the point. Y'all worry about too much how the fans feel and the supporters. F how they feel. Have somebody go up there with a time in the rounds, and that'll cut everything out the way. We don't got to worry about it no more. That's that. That's that for that. All right. Next question is: after all of this, and Swamp put on this good performance, this great performance, who should Swamp battle next? Who should Swamp battle next? I even saw some people saying me. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, who should Swamp next battle be? Who would make perfect sense for Swamp? When people were saying me, and let me say this, I knew Swamp, like I heard Swamp before a lot of y'all heard Swamp. Maybe in like 2000, I don't know the exact. Damn, I don't know the exact time frame, but I'm gonna say 14, 15, I think. Um, maybe even 16. Say 16. I'm gonna tell you when it was because it was when the Yeezys first came out. When Yeezy first dropped his the 350s, that's what they call it, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and the gray and red came out, and those was the first joints I grabbed from them. It was around that time. The first Yeezys I grabbed was them gray and red joints, and I remember because I wore those. I wore those, and they was like new. That's when they was like hot. Whenever that was. All right, y'all tell me the time in the comments. I can't, but I remember from stuff like that. Right, it will be from something I'm wearing, right? I know, but um, this girl was throwing these battles in like South Carolina or North Carolina, wherever Swamp is from. I'm sorry, I always mix up South and North Carolina. I'm sorry, but one of them, wherever Swamp is from, and she threw two battle events, and she booked me for both of them to host them. And I went to both of them, and when I got in, they were telling me about this kid, Swamp, because he was from there and he was hot. I met Swamp. He was smoking a cigarette, and I'm not mistaken. He probably walked into the battle smoking a cigarette, if I'm not mistaken. But where I met him, he was smoking a cigarette. He was sitting there smoking a cigarette. He probably smoked about 25 of them shits back to back in my face. And Swamp was like that nigga down there. Real talk. Like on the battle, so he was like that nigga down there. Nobody knew him. And when we went in there, he was the favorite. Whoever he battled, that was it. He was the favorite. Word. I remember that. And Swamp will tell you the story. So I heard Swamp before this, and this is the funny thing. It was him and another kid that was nice. And when I host battles and do stuff like that or judge, I try to give the battle rappers a incentive, like something. I try to help them out some kind of way. So I say, yo, whoever I like from this battle, I'm going to push them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call URL for them. I'm going to get them a Proving Grounds. I think Proving Grounds was around at the time. Or I'm going to get them a Crucible. Or you know, like I give them an incentive to get them out there. Like I'm going to come in, I'm going to help in some kind of way. So I'll always do something like that. And it was Swamp and this other kid that was nice. You know what I'm saying? And I don't remember if I made the call for Swamp and the other kid. I forgot his name, but I'm not sure. But I might have. But yeah, but anyway, but I knew I heard Swamp way before like y'all heard him. We heard him up here, and he was on URL and all that. And he had a following down there. He was doing him. He was like a favorite down there. So I think Swamp is dope. Do I think me and Swamp battling makes sense? I don't. I don't see nothing really there. But if it's something people really want to see, I will put some thought to that for sure because I like doing what the people want to see. But who should Swamp battle next? Like who makes perfect sense for Swamp to battle next? Like right now. Who do y'all think? Let me know in the comments, man. You already know it is. Slick Talk God. Slick Walk Nation. I'm out of there.